Hello everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. We still have some college football action tonight. There's still the UCLA game versus Arizona and then the Oregon State versus Colorado game. So we're going to wait for those games to finish up before I do my top 25 overall. And I'll probably get that video posted out soon. With Washington's win tonight, I think it's safe to say that we know who the top 4 teams are going into this Tuesday when they release the second week of the college football playoff rankings. And so, yeah, here's my opinion on who I think the top 4 teams are. So right now, the top 4 sit. It's Ohio State at 1, Georgia at 2, Michigan at 3, and Florida State at 4. After today's slate of games, my opinion has kind of shifted a little bit. Obviously, like these are my thoughts. I would say that Ohio State is still going to be, I don't know. I think we're going to figure out if the committee has bias. We're going to figure out if the committee loves the SEC a little bit more. And that would be if Georgia jumps Ohio State, which I think they will. I think Ohio State playing a team close that wasn't ranked at all and looking out on a pick 6 and then trailing at halftime versus Georgia and Missouri, where Georgia pulled away there in the end, just like the Buckeyes, but Georgia's win was against a ranked team, the Missouri Tigers. That's why I would think Georgia would jump to number 1. Number 3 I would have is Florida State. To me, as like a distant Michigan Wolverine fans, where when I watched them back when they had Denard Robinson and Wilton Speight and that terrible year in 2017, they don't have that win yet. Like everybody's been talking about, resume. Who has the best resume? Michigan can't talk. Like they have not played anybody. I don't think they've played a ranked opponent yet. So you beat up on Nebraska, you beat up on UNLV, Bowling Green, and now you just went and beat up on Purdue. And that is what hurts Michigan, especially with, the scandal going on, whatever. But what hurts Michigan tonight, they beat up on an unranked team. Every other team in the top 6 or 7, top 10, they're playing ranked teams tonight. Who did Michigan get to host? A 2-win Purdue team. So yes, the committee's probably going to drop them. I personally would drop them. And instead of having Michigan at 3, I'm having Florida State. The win against Clemson, they have the win against LSU, they have the win against Duke. They have so many more wins against Michigan, so that's why I have them at 3. And then that number 4 team I have moving up is Washington after tonight's win against the USC Trojans. Their defense, awful. USC's defense, also awful. Alex Grinch should be fired tonight. I think with the Oregon win, the USC win, and who else did they beat that was ranked? Stanford was never ranked. To me, what Michael Penix did tonight was he put himself back in the driver's seat for the Heisman, depending on if he still plays well for the rest of the season and Bo Nix just falls off stat-wise. 5th team, I would say, is, yes, Michigan. They are still top 5 team, but they're going to figure it out next week against Penn State. And right now, I'm leaning towards the Nittany Lions whooping on the Wolverines. But then number 6, moving up after beating the ranked LSU Tigers, I have Alabama. They just handled their business against the Tigers tonight. Jalen Milroe had a phenomenal game, 4 touchdowns accounted for on the ground. And so those are my thoughts on the top 6 teams. Georgia, Ohio State, Florida State, Washington being a new team moving in at 4, Michigan dropping down to number 5, pending on if they play Penn State. If they play Penn State and they beat them, put them back up, put them at number 4. But then Bama sneaking in saying, hey, I'm right here. With a potential of Georgia versus Alabama locked in for the SEC championship in Atlanta in December. And yeah, they're my 6th team. So that's how I feel about that. 7 through 25, we're going to figure it out after these last 2 games. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.